Okay, Donald in North Carolina, I just wanted to show you the meter here that you bought. So this is actually your unit. I just like to test them to make sure that they're working. That's something I'm going to start doing with these meters before I send them out. This is actually my meter here that I disconnected. We'll just set it on top. It's the same meter. This is a good meter for all frequencies, just as long as you stay within that 200 watt range. You don't want to put more than 200 watts into it, or you'll essentially damage it and it won't work anymore. So looking at the back, we have type N for the 125 through 525 megahertz range, and that's where you have it V and UHF, VHF, UHF. That's that side. And I'm using a couple adapters to adapt the cables that I have to the type N, because my cables are not type N terminated, but that's okay. You can always use the adapters. Just keep in mind with the adapters, there's a little additional loss characteristic, so you may not see as much power as you may think you should see due to the connector loss. And higher frequencies usually means a little more loss. That's why they put type N, because obviously a type N generally has less loss than a PL259. So what we're going to do here is just demonstrate. There's a switch on the back, max and standard. Max will be for SSB. Well, this radio does do SSB. It is on an outside antenna. I will demonstrate that now. I highly doubt anybody will ever come back. I'm on a vertically polarized stacked 4-element beam, which is, up about 50 foot, I think, but it's non-rotatable, and I'm pointing in a northwest orientation. So as I speak, CQ, 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 calling 2 meter, this is November 8, Mike, Japan, Sierra. November 8, Mike, Japan, Sierra, calling 2 meters and listening. So we can see we're doing about 88 watts, this is a 100 watt transceiver. Generally speaking, on any 100 watt transceiver, on the HF quality, which this would be considered that kind of quality of a radio, it's just VHF, UHF only. You're never going to see the full 100 out, which is normal because we have ALC engaging and stuff like that. So it's going to keep the signal as clean as it possibly can by limiting the power slightly. So, what I'm seeing here is fairly good for what I like to see. CQ, 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 CQ. Kind of testing here too, if anyone's listening. November 8, Mike, Japan, Sierra. November 8, Mike, Japan, Sierra. Testing and calling on 2 meter. Is anyone out there? And nobody ever comes back. So there's that. Let's go to FM. You can switch the max circuit off. It wouldn't hurt it if you left it on, just it's unnecessary. So we will look at our power still 100%. CQ, CQ, November 8, Mike, Japan, Sierra, testing on 2 meter, testing, CQ, CQ. So obviously here we're seeing closer to that 100 mark, which is normal for FM. You can go to AM on this radio too. I don't know why we'd ever want to use AM on 2 meter, but it does do it. I don't want AM digital. Maybe that's all it gives me. I've never used AM on here, so I don't even know what it actually will do, but we can try it. About 25 watt carriers, what these radios will do. November 8, Mike, Japan, Sierra, testing. I don't know what it's going to do with the max circuit on, but we'll try it. November 8, Mike, Japan, Sierra, testing. It's doing something else, like for digital modes, so it's not letting me modulate at all. That I'm not sure. I've never actually tried to use it on AM, so maybe it's due to the frequency or something. No, that's not the case. So yeah, I'd have to probably reference the manual on this side of it to fully understand why it's saying AM-D. But nonetheless, what's this? Oh, there we go. Okay, out of AM-D. Okay, so now we'll try it again. Let me go back down to that lower portion. Not going to hurt anybody down there. CQ, CQ, CQ 2 meter, CQ, CQ, CQ 2 meter. This is November 8, Mike Juliet Sierra. We're testing and calling on AM at 144.192 megahertz, CQ 2 meter, and nobody will come back, I'm sure of that. So generally speaking, we don't see a lot of power out of like an HF kind of radio on AM, so that's kind of normal. And that's the same way this radio is designed. So it's not HF, but it still has a lot of those same properties. If you had an IC 7300, it probably wouldn't do more than what we're seeing here on AM, unless it had some type of weird modification or something like that done to it. So it does work well for what it is. Just remember that if you go to the HF side, it does engage the other two jacks on the back, which are here on the right. And that will be for your anything from 1.6 to 60 megahertz. So pretty much 160 meter up to 6 meters. So it's got quite a wide coverage, and I think they look good. When you first power it on, it's going to say like 503, like that. So that's normal for that to do that. And then just realize that depending on where the switch is, that's the range that you're in, either HF or VHF, UHF. But it's a nice meter, and they sure do look good on the bench and stuff, or sitting on top of a radio like I have mine. So I'm going to put yours back in the box. I just wanted to show it. You got the last one, so I don't have any more. I'll probably get some more of these in the spring, as well as the 103, which is the 1200 watt version of this that only does HF. So I'll do another video when I get your radio ready, but I just wanted to show you your meter. 73.